Well, there's a few different approaches we can make here. Do we have any dialogue today with these guys? It's been a bit later.
I've got nothing to say to you.
Yeah, I get that.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I found someone who saw the hanging. A witness. A witness? The tall man crosses his arms on his chest. You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this. That's just cop tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and it's in witness protection. My witness isn't a local. Titus scratches the back of his head and asks, well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella? He's not alarmed by the sudden appearance of a witness, but he is surprised. This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name. Who he is irrelevant. It's like you said, Al. He said. He turns to the man on his left. Cop is coming up with this on the spot, because there is no witness. I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They're desperate. He turns to you. Tell us, copper, what wacky claims did he make? The witness said the hanging went down very quickly. They were very quietly. No shouting, no commotion. It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent. Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you out to the streets. He says provokingly. What's with the cowboys, policeman? They're avoiding having to answer this question. I'd imagine you guys drinking and singing lynching songs. What's with the funeral silence? We were drinking. He looks around. Weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck. Right. I'm convinced, Glenn. He nods sarcastically. Nothing off here. Just irregular hanging. Once again, just what a ride to play a game where the supposed antagonists just straight up confess right off the bat, so you have to figure out what the hell is happening. Because like, yeah, it was us. We did it. Yeah, we killed them. We killed him as fuck. Of course we killed him. The witness said he saw two people of Aeropagite descent and one Mesk. Aeropagite? He starts laughing. Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo. Well, yeah. Titus nods. Was it confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you we were all there. The witness said it all looked like a surreal play. That means absolutely nothing to me, he says, taking a sip from his can. Sounds like some made-up horseshit. It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film. What is this fella's problem? Little guy is addressing everyone and no one. Sorry, we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see. Shanky. It's Shanky, right? He doesn't wait for the answer. I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was. You don't know shit. I know you're lying, Shanky. He writes in his notebook. Goodbye. Great witness. He must be really parched because he takes a giant gulp of beer. So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info. Oh my god. Yeah, I found a witness, and I have a strange reaction. There's a strange reaction to Bullet, the 8th Hardy. None of these matter. My authority is still garbage. What's up with this window, though? Yeah. It's not time yet.
I've got nothing.
Just seeing if the conversation led to anything new. Did cafeteria guy notice that I did the bad in here? He just acknowledges me. Stay masculine. Open the stupid door. Well, another day, another time to try my neighbor's door. Did I do that already today? We'll see. She's taunting me there on the roof. Yeah. Well, our path should be unblocked by now, and there's also should be new information at the, when I visit the, police car and check the radio. This is Precinct 57. The operator greets you through the static. How may I assist you? Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots? Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later. Is there anything else I can do for you? Yeah. We did not get more information. It's probably not the right time of the day yet or something. These are a lot of tasks to keep track of. Is there anything else I want to do on this side of the area before I try to cross the bridge? That should hopefully be open by now. Still looking for my gun and my badge. God, I'm a piece of shit. The cryptozoologist should be off past the bridge, I think. Damn you, Joyce. Looking for the lady driver. I'll send the victim down to processing, but we're gonna wait till the end of the day because it eats up my partner for the rest of the day. And I don't want to be without him. I need him. He is very helpful and friendly. Kuno's a right pain in my ass. Precarious world. Nope. I think it's about time to take a look. Speed train, Kuno leaving station. I already asked you before, so it's probably not going to come of anything, but can I ask? I don't know, maybe there's something I can get about the gun?
Officer! God damn it, pull yourself together, René. What do you want?
I understand Jean-Marie meant a lot to you. There's nothing for you to understand here, he snaps. It is not her death you are investigating. Where was the photo of you two taken? Revicol Fair of 91 in the Faubourg district. His eyes turned to the sea. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Leon's name day, and the Carabiniers marched in the place of honor. He seemed happy in the picture, smiling. This was the happiest day of my life. This is said with such a matter-of-fact tone it leaves no room for doubt. Were the circumstances of her death in any sense unusual? Absolutely not. His voice is coarse. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual. What happened with you, Gaston and Jean-Marie? I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Ikiera operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch. The Ikiera operation was a 7-year campaign during which Caesarion Guillaume's army forcefully united the people in the southeastern part of Le Petit Continent, collectively known as the Ikera tribes, under the Revicolian banner. He gives Gaston a hateful look. I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues. You were like a dark cloud, sucking the joy out of every living thing around you, and you, he quickly glanced at you, you hurt her. He looks down at his boots, lips moving, but the words inaudible. Those days and memories are gone. He nods and looks Renee with something resembling compassion. The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs over Gaston's face, there's an odd look in his eyes. So they have a long history together. These are all the same thing as before. He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics. So again, you don't know anything? If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I am an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riff-raff is no longer concerns me. His true sire, he knows nothing. Yeah, there's no gun dialogue there.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I aid the citizens' militia on this fine day?
I'll leave these guys alone. Maybe we'll dig deeper into that some other time, if there even is more.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Hey, do you guys know anything about getting this damn bridge to open? Oh, it's cleared. Why did I have to do that? You think somebody would have done that by now? Aren't people waiting for this to open? You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk, then... Neat. Check it, that's my way across. Okay. The lieutenant looks across the canal. If we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked. Not with everything that's going on. Where do you suggest I go right now? Let's talk to you, I guess.
Yes?
Tell me about the case again. What do you want to know? Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned. What's there to say? It's just stupidity. What kind of stupidity? The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine. As if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here, and now it's come to its natural conclusion. Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th. I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But, he leans in, I assure you I am not the finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition. So you volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary. Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are 2 columns. One says cases solved, the other confirmed kills. I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. He raises an eyebrow, thinking it best to let you make the next move. It's all part of the master plan, you see. Oh no, I'm sent because I'm the worst officer? Aw, my giant number of cases solved and tiny number of people killed seemed relatively encouraging. Alright. Outre.
Outre.
Hey, I was right about that part. It's outre. Unusual and startling. I'm a highly experimental cop, but if I am right, this is outre even by my standards. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion. I am the finest, a case-solving machine set to outperform you in every way imaginable. I must be an allegory, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? Don't be scared, but I think I might have supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. No, you don't. Jesus Christ. Also, that's good. I'm gonna leave why I was sent unspecified. Yeah. I am a highly experimental cop, but if I'm right, this is outre even by my standards. I mean, I've done some weird shit so far. Really? His eyebrow gets raised one more notch. I arrive at the scene 3 days early, drink myself to oblivion, fully re-immerse myself in this reality, and then work the case from an angle so crescent fresh it produces never-before-seen results, not only for criminology, but for the human mind. It can't be that. Part of him sort of wants to believe what you just said. It isn't, but I will prove it so. I hope you do. Close your eyes. The rows are endless. Look for Precinct 41. Jean Vickermaire? Judith Minot? A special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness. So you volunteered to spoil it? Yes, I am an unrepentant spoilsport. The lieutenant appears pleased with this. For some reason I thought I had you at like 104 cases solved. Well, technically, the lieutenant says, somewhat sheepishly, the official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides. A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats. So, you're still a good cop, right? I am good enough for this case. I am not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus. What's so special about Martinez? Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of the ethanol poisoning, perhaps? Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't. Okay, enough of the competition then. Tell me something else. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it. Why did the 41st send me? Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57. Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win. Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, as a joke. I've considered it. His voice is very somber. So it's true. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional, but I also think it's somewhat likely. Why is that? I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute? Who places Martinez? Reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. Do you really see me as a safe bet? Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what that is yet, but it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise. Hey, he's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought, now let it go. I think you should know, I can't remember anything. No response, he just arches his eyebrow. He's having trouble processing it. Believing it even. I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs. So what should I concentrate on? Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles. What's wrong with personal affairs? Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy. The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the decomptage. Decomptage. That didn't bring. That automatically bring up meaning. Decomptage. Countdown. Deduction. Okay. Deduction and countdown could both be interpreted very differently, actually. That's not entirely helpful. Should have just brought up translate from the get-go. No, that's not English, I don't think. Isn't it French? Help. There we go. Count. Yeah, it just means count, apparently. That's what it literally refers to. The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. This means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this. I'm afraid this is a medical situation. Really? The lieutenant gives you a look. Thorough, as if performing triage. You look fine to me. You can have mental medical situations, Kim. I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Clearly he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life. It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my Kanima to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted? You seem to be following me. Excuse me? Nothing, just an observation. You have a... He's looking for the right words. A distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. What do you mean distinctive? I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. How's that? They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers. Prioritizes containers? He's not talking about my gait. He's talking about the way I walk around the environment, searching everything as a CRPG player. Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. They're interesting. That's racist? You're kidding me. Why containers? I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on. I wonder if I damaged our relationship at all. Part of me was just like, it's been long enough, I should finally try to use some of the dialogue that I've been ignoring all game with our interactions. I mean, I could investigate. There is something wrong with me. So if I can make a call about it, maybe it's worth trying. But I don't think anyone's going to be coming in, which kind of defeats the purpose. But dialogue. Alice, please connect me to Station 41's Lazarus. It will just take a moment, officer. Her voice fades out into the familiar radio static. You hear a man clearing his throat briskly, then an answer. Gottlieb, what you want? He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy. I'm in a bad way, Doc, a real bad way. Oh, the man is unpleasantly surprised. It's you. I've lost my memory. All of it. With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised. You're not surprised? Okay, anything else? What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely. It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care. Yes, it's Firewalker here. Firewalker. Yes, yes you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Anyway, actually wait. Do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep, diaphragmatic breath and... You hear an exaggerated inhale and a long exhale in the decidedly line. Wow. It would be an artistic statement of some kind or other. Self-immolation has been all the rage in Lomanthang for a while now, especially among university students. It is particularly popular in Kohoi, where such acts get the most press. But why? Young religious people protesting the Seres government, which they consider to be oppressive. It's also got something to do with the encroaching Occidental influences on the local way of life. You have to not like a lot of things to set yourself on fire. I wish I was young and on fire. That's awful. I don't want to think about that anymore. Ignorance is bliss, as they say. Go ahead. Answer the man. Cop sets fire to himself. That'd be quite an interesting conceptual piece, don't you think? Sounds more like a newspaper headline that will surprise absolutely no one. Wow. Now, do you have any current pressing medical problems? Yeah, the one I said. I think I've had a heart attack. And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile? Yes. Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life. What a nice low-effort approach to doctoring, where you can just win at all costs without doing anything. Accept it. The body is an object and breaks, and objects break down. Do what good you can with yours before the rest goes too. Doc, someone broke my heart. Look, pal, getting pumped and dumped is not a disease. People live through it all the time. You should be happy for her. People live through diseases all the time, to be honest. Pumped and dumped. Do you know who this person was? Have I told you? You must have me confused for a close personal friend. I am not. I am a medical professional with a constant idiot emergency on my hands. We hear someone whine in the background. My eyes, Doc, my eye. Is there anything you can do for me? What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how badly things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body? Yes, I want the truth. You want the real, honest to goddamn truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime. And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the subject. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with... That's not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting at all. With cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mac Torson. Who the fuck's Mac Torson? Why am I Googling this? It's not gonna be a real person. Yep. Top result is Mac Torson from the Wikipedia page of Disco Elysium, because of course it's not gonna be a real life figure. That's not how this game works. Oh, it's the bald guy that was making fun of me. Well, fuck him. That's a person we've already met. Fuck him then. Oh, there he is. It's not fucking cryoacrylate, it's super glue, Doc. Cyanoacrylate is super glue. I guess it's up. I guess that's it for now. The phone clicks. Suddenly you hear the already familiar voice. Anything else I can help you with, officer? I don't want to talk to Sylvie again. I'm gonna make them sad. But I might need to talk to them again? I don't know. I thought we exhausted the subjects already last time. I still need to figure out the garbage situation. I don't know. That was a quest. It came, it went, it's done already, and that's how it goes. The good news is you get experience out of the deal, so it's worth the look, as it were. Half-light. So I got a point into half-light. I've got half-light gloves. That's a half-light of 3. Between that and other modifiers, I might have a chance against this guy. If I remember correctly, I needed that one more experience point to get another point to half-life. Hoping for the best here.
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
Not a great chance. The go fuck yourself did not help. Kim's bluff has not helped. So the new thought. All red checks fail temporarily. Which is a scary one. I should wait to try to learn this skill all the way until tonight, probably. When Kim is gone, I potentially don't have much else I want to do. I could read for 4 hours. Until then, I should probably avoid this one. Put points into other things. I cannot put another point into Half-Light. It's not going to get any stronger. Not for now. I guess I'll try it then. It's as good as I'm going to get. The main thing is to not overdo it. Even when you're trying to scare someone, the most important thing is, how does it look on your resume? The jig's up. I've got the goods on you. Oh yeah? He snarls. What goods are those? Your racism? What is there to talk about? It's a racist world. I didn't make it that way. I'm just living in it, surviving in it. That's all this is, survival. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We're wasting our time here. I don't want to bother Tommy anymore. I want him to like me. I don't like it when Tommy's not liking me anymore.
Make way for the master poet.
It's one potential approach. Yeah. Point and empathy wouldn't hurt. They'll give me another chance with both him and our friend over there. It's not looking great, though. I don't think a single one of these helps with empathy. These boots help with authority, though. I guess there's that. If I get enough of these chunks, I can eventually have authority via a bunch of those items.
Make way for the master poet.
What do you see in his eyes? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! In his eyes, a half-familiar longing. Flecks of brown and gold. Familiar how? It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land. Where does it lead? Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Faubourg. High above buildings, new and old, the air filled with rumble of motor engines. Further, to the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revicol, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin, the border approaches. What's beyond the border? You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes. What's in the southwest? Excuse me? He emerges from the reverie. A flinch jolts his frame. The question has touched a nerve. Really, you can tell me. Man, he sighs. I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know? I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, a second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am, stuck in this shit, so far from home. Diora? Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of La Calu. Pretty much on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. I can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows. What's it like to miss someone? What's it like? Good and bad? An ache that brings you joy? He smiles warmly. I think of them a lot. I dream of these silly scenarios in great detail, of living with them. It comforts me. There's a pause and a sigh. Then he turns his eyes to you. What about you, cop man? You missing someone? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow in the past. I miss someone, but I don't know who it is. I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone. I know it wasn't easy to ask. He smiles. I hope you find your way through your own troubles. Lady driver, what were the checks? I changed my mind about your lady driver friend. What? He looks up. But I told you she's my friend. Please don't make me give her up. Detective, get someone else. There's a ton of drivers here. You can force him. It's either that or my half light. Sucks that I can only review those dialogue options by asking my way into them again. That's so it goes. Well, if I'm gonna do this, I might as well get the mileage out of it.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah. Yep. Hey Kuno, you think you can turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let's talk like normal people. Trying to fuck at the Kuno? Trying to fuck at me? Trying to fuck? He spits fast. Kuno only gets higher. It's faster, faster, faster. Can't take the Kuno. Stay out the reactor. Kuno gonna fuck you up. She pumps her bony fist in the air. Up, up, up. Normal's not what you get here. You got to work with what you have for now. Yeah. Kuno doesn't fucking care. A little self-conscious of yelling too much right now. Which is the only way to do that voice. Whatever approximation of a voice it is. I don't want to force him, but none of the other truck drivers say anything. I might have to settle for being rude. Yeah. I can't crack the racist. I might have to be rude to the Paledriver for a moment here. Snap your fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap twice?
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. I was actually hoping you could tell me that.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in the traffic jam. In the 50s.
She adds with contempt. Wait, what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws, and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
Ah. You know, I might have been less... I might have been less inclined to let her be for like 2 days, but like, I think Kim was like disapproving or like said best let her be or something like that. But now she's like, now we're just chatting. It's not that big of a deal. Huh. Well, I wonder if she's got like a Dr. Manhattan thing going on here. She's the Paledriver. So she's been probably exposed to the pale radiation a lot, and it's changed her mind. Does it Dr. Manhattan people where they start being unstuck from time? When else would you be then?
Back in Mefke, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and coffees are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boy Dado picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you come along, that is.
She gives you... the look she gives you is accusatory. Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She shows you the photograph of the lavish amber frame. Take a look. A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. His head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw is the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of the cinema whenever he came on the screen, and schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
I'm not sure what accent this is actually. She leans back, savoring the world she's conjured up. In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young.
Someone was.
She nods as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They are beautiful. That is all that matters, beautiful and true. And they will win. They are coming for this, you know. All of this.
Is she talking about the pale spreading? All of what? The world? The present? Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Lowman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrow, and she appears to take your measure.
While you people were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Metke, it was a golden age.
Metke? I don't know how to pronounce that. What happens if I Google Mesk? There's some iteration of this somewhere? Doesn't seem like it. Top results split the word into mess and K as two separate things. Top thing that comes up is a place in Buffalo, New York called Miss K. Draft beer, specialty cocktails, and small plates of lively soccer-centric hangout and games and TV. I don't think that's gonna help me at all. Yeah. Because the pronunciation's rough. What I'm wondering is if the pale fragments off people's minds and memories, and then maybe even reincorporates them. What if she actually absorbed other people's memories while she was in there? The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isla of Mundi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right. Uh-oh. Right, I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Jerife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Alright. Jerife? It means sheriff. Gotcha. She settles back against the railing on her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard. What are you hauling? Diamonds. Diamonds, really? Of course not, she says, grinning, but wouldn't it be marvelous if it was? Okay, but what are you really hauling? She shrugs. Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. She smiles a careless smile. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. What if the cargo's contraband? Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away, like Bad Hand Hermenegildo. Bad Hand Hermenegildo's bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people. Alright, Googling another word. This is hard. Boiadiero. Oopsie. Slight misspelling. Many misspellings, maybe. B-O-I-A-D-E-I. Yeah. Boiadiero. Just cowboy. I still don't really understand this whole Boiadero Gabriel Buenagiro thing. Of course not. To truly understand the Boiadero, you need to listen to On the Western Plain. A Boiadero, Boya for short, is a cow herder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and an explorer. Okay, what's that? It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain. I'm guessing that doesn't happen. Of course not. The Boyardero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the River Marguerite, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down. In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fiddles with the maiden's imploring eyes. I think I see where this is going. So the Boyardero strangles his beloved and throws her body into the Marguerite. Then he rides off because the Western Plain is calling to him. That's not where I thought that was going. You'll have to understand, a true Boyardero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a Boyardero. Before I came, you seemed away. She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things. So he doesn't think she's the lady driver. You hear that, lawman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Wait, why is that, Lieutenant? Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything. It's because of the Pale. He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in it. And this woman has spent time in the Pale. A lot of time. So that's why. I thought maybe he knew something about why I shouldn't mess with this person because, like, I might set her off or might harm her in some way by interfering. Or maybe he even knew her or had some kind of insider knowledge about her situation or what she's doing or so on. Or what kind of person she was. But largely it was she's dealt with the Pale and he doesn't want me interacting with the Pale. But now I've gone and talked about it anyway, so we're past that. Should you drive a lorry if you get like that? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best commoners around. I drive routes no one else will. What routes? Lamonsov's land. Udachnaya. Zemla. The Western Plain. She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge. A terrible cold comes over her, battling her teeth as she stares inward. The Transcatla Magistral, U41A, as Estradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches where the bluebirds fly. She opens her eyes again and shudders. Cool. Ride until you're dust, sister. A mile. She breathes it out. I already am dust. Alright, Googling that. Irmão. Old Portuguese for brother. Hermanas. Kind of like hermanas. That's a lot of different sources. A lot of different, okay. So it means a brother or sibling. But an old, which one of these is actually the original language? This is confusing, actually. No, Portuguese listed as being an alternate. I don't necessarily know how to read this kind of page. I can't spend time on this page. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. I think I know what's going on with you. And what is that? She sticks a filterless cigarette into a cigarette holder and reaches for the light. You're a Paledriver. You transport goods through the Pale. Great. The lieutenant concedes with a head shake. He asked the Pines rep about the pail, and now he's talking to everyone about it. Fine then, he sighs. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that. We totally have time for that. I have a whole contemplation stat, and it makes me powerful. It's death. But for the universe? Oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this. Oh, I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from this. Exactly what I didn't want you to do, he sighs and turns to the woman. My partner wanted to know if you work in pail transport. No offense, but your partner... She lights a cigarette. A white and silver cloud of smoke disappears into her mouth. Seems like a bit of an idiot. She breathes out. The air tastes sweet. Republica, filterless cigarette from Mesk. Republica? It's not very healthy. Neither is pail transportation. She shrugs. Life is transitory. I blacked out after a night of heavy drinking and lost all memory of the world. Gabriel Buenagero in Pergant e Pura. She nods and smiles, unkindly. You're the opposite of me then. I remember everything, even things I never knew. Things you never knew. The smell, liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot in the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Real. The smoke from the fowling place where Dolores D.A. was shot. The look on her face like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. She closes her eyes, her eyelids trembling, except I never had a father, and I never shot her innocent Dolores D.A. Over radiation? Heroic doses. Zerefe. Heroic. Isn't that dangerous? Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Katla Magistral? She savors the lungful. It's more than dangerous, it's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now? When you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this. She gestures at the square. The broken horse monument. The clanging of machines in the distance. What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become vapor. What does it look like? The pail. Like looking into the ocean at night, in the dark. And you cannot see it, but you know it's there. It's big. Bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined. What does it feel like? Nothing until it starts. When you're deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark gray and orange. The orange of streetlights, and the color of trees, and the electric light. It smells like autumn, too. It smells terrible. Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking, terrible nostalgia. For yourself, for humans, it's too much to bear. She loves it. How do you pass through it? In the belly of an airship, behind steel windows, so you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it. Not on this lorry, then. No. The same one. A roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold. She points to the machines, clumped up like toys. Their wheels are all small and round, multi-axle trailers. One last thing. You said we could just become vapor? Yes. No elaboration. I feel like I already have what you have, in some way. They say there is a point One that I have not crossed in the Pale Super Deep. If you stray too far off course on the U-41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home. No matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. He flicks the ash from her cigarette. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of, she shakes her head, indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. She looks at her cigarette. It's almost out. She has swallowed it hungrily. Then at you. The motorway south? It's a story as longhauls tell. Longhauls, sheriff. Not Paledrivers. Way beyond the established pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark. And the process begins. Erasure. Kilometer by kilometer. In any direction, the motorway south is a road you cannot come back from. What is at the end of the motorway south? No one knows what is at the end. She takes the cigarette out of the cigarette holder and extinguishes it. I've only glimpsed the beginning. Oh, jeez. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child. She goes silent. Her eyes close and her hands shake. A child rowing on the lake. The motorway south. At the edge of the map of the landmass the landmass begins to disintegrate into pure trigonometry. The ocean melts, becomes a tangle of sines and cosines. The mountain range turns into sharp-angled azimuth. Its green rain shadow dithers, like music turning into a waveform, and then vanishes. This is the end. A half-remembered textbook from your childhood. The porch collapsing on the edge of the Isola. A transition from reality to pale. A single vector shoots out like a rocket. It's the motorway south, splintering off from the unknown pale. To where? Where does it go? Reduced visual calculus processing that. 8 hours. Damn. These are getting big. There's always more. Ma'am? Oh, son. A sigh escapes her lips, then silence as she stares within herself. There's nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding, in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending. You fried both your brains enough for today, detective. He inspects her. No response. Let's get some air. This one's far gone. He shakes his head silently as he turns to leave. You didn't want me to talk to the pale. Whoa, was it snowing like this before? Huh. Like this severely? Do I want to put my interfacing gloves back on? It's already a 6. Half-life being at 3 might actually be helpful. Well, I made it as far as opening the bridge, but I didn't actually cross it. Details from the existing area keep dragging me back in. I keep having more to do. Which is great. I love how dense this game is.